Welcome back to another episode of NewOrleans.Football presented by PJ's Coffee, coming to you from our studio on Veterans Memorial Boulevard, right next door to Map Our state-of-the-art Ford dealership, and right downstairs from us, there is soon going to be a used car headquarters here, so make sure you are out here and looking, and if you're buying a car, come down this way and get a car from Matt. He'll get you the best prices. All right, got a great show for you guys today. Our first topic is presented by Aaron Rose. Free agency's kind of in full swing at this point. The Saints have made some additions. They're still shopping for some other players. What do we feel like they've done anything to like really materially improve to this point?
Yeah, I mean, materially is a strong word. If they stop now, and I don't think they will stop now, but if they stop now, I feel like they're just kind of running it back. And some of the players who started to fade last year are going to fade a little more because they're a year older. That their big spendings are Chase Young and Juwan Johnson. That doesn't make it feel like a new team, even though I understand why those signings make sense.
Well, Reed.
No, I'm saying that their biggest spendings, yeah. But, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So the only new additions are, so far, Justin Reed, Isaac Yaidom, Devon Godchaux. That should make you a little better. But, I mean, if it's a team I picked to go 8-9 last year after they were, built the roster in the summer, it's probably a team I'm going to pick to go 8-9 again this year. And so that's why I kind of present the question in the headline, are they stuck in the middle? You've made the point, if you're going to keep a Derek Carr and you're going to spend all that money on a Derek Carr, do you have to go full in? Like, should they really be trying to get Cooper Kupp in here? Should they be trying to get Mekhi Becton in here? I mean, is that or we've talked to death about how we thought they should reset. We thought they might reset. They're not resetting. Is the middle the worst place to be, or is it? I don't mind approaching free agency with just a couple of smart signings for most teams in general, but I'm just really torn on these Saints. Like, if they're not resetting and they're not clearly getting better, I think that's where the fan base is kind of stuck right now too.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing about, well, we're going to see, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like they're actively in the mix on Cooper Kupp right now. 1:36 p.m. on Friday afternoon is we're recording this. He'll probably be on a team by the time this thing goes out tonight, if there's any progress on this. So we'll kind of see where that one goes. But it shows they're trying to get away from it. And if they don't get him, I imagine they try to get somebody else. I don't think they're just going to go out and throw money around or whatever. I don't think they're willing to outbid anyone on Cooper Kupp. I think they're kind of willing to put their price down, see if he wants to be here. If he wants to be here, he can come here, take their money, and play for the Saints. If not, he can go somewhere else. So we'll kind of see where that's at on that. I think they have gotten better. I mean, I think Godchaux and Reed help your run defense.
Yeah, for sure. That's one area you needed to get better in.
That really need to that need to get better. And then we heard Reed today talking about how he sees himself as the tone setter. I think they need that on the defense as well. So I think those things make them a little bit better. And look, I think there is an element of realism here where the team's going to be healthier than it was last year.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, they're going to be better than 5-12. Yeah. I'm talking more about, like, have they gotten better in the overall sense? Yeah. Like I said, I'm comparing it to where I was at in the summer of last year.
Yeah, I probably feel the same way. I probably feel the same way. Yeah, I feel like they're probably a team that's good enough to win the NFC South if they stay healthy and they get a couple breaks. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of where everybody's at in this division, though. But I think that there's a sentiment within the fan, like a segment of the fan base, that this is the worst team ever assembled and the worst quarterback to ever play football. Sure. And like, I don't think any of that stuff is true either.
I won't identify how I'm related to this a diehard Saints fan in case he doesn't want to be outed. But he texted me even after the Isaac Yaidom signing yesterday. So I think it's after every signing they've made so far, and said Saints are going 0-17 this year. And I'm like, They win like 8 games every single year, and they're putting that same 8-win team back out there. You can hate that. You can hate being an 8-win team every year, a 9-win team every year, a 5-win team when you're injured. But they did not become an 0-17 team. That definitely did not happen. But that is what it feels like when with the fan base right now. No question about it. So I guess that's my question: is that okay? Like I sat here last year, exactly this time last year, and I liked the approach to free agency. They didn't overspend. They didn't mortgage their future. They signed a couple of 25-year-old guys in Chase Young and Willie Gay to 1-year deals, and I liked that. And I like that in general. Like, they were in on Charvarius Ward. They're in on Cooper Kupp. Like, if the deals are right, they're going to make some splash signings, but they're not making splash signings at all costs. When they didn't sign Charvarius Ward, they go and make a nice budget signing with Isaac Yaidom. And it might be the same. You know, it's not like they're if they don't sign Cooper Kupp, they're signing Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper. They're not spending no matter what. And I like that approach to free agency. You pick your spots. But just with this team, like, I'm wondering, is this still the right approach for this team? And I'm a little more torn than I have been in other years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do the thing every week where we're like, well, I don't agree with this, but this is what to do. So we're going to analyze it through this. You know what I mean? Like, we did that with Derek Carr forever. It's like, well, we think they should do this with that. There's two paths. They should be down this one, but like, I'm over here, but like, they're over there and they're doing that. And I think Derek Carr's this quarterback and he ranks with this guy and that guy. Like, we do that every single time. So like, it's annoying. Like, our take on this has been very clear that we would have picked one of two ways to try to start a reset, like kind of usher out some of the older guys or usher out the quarterback, but kind of pick one of those and go with it. They aren't doing that. Right. So like, just analyzing it through their approach, like, I go back to the thing where, okay, if you're going to do this, then actually do it. Like, try to win. Like, try to do the things to win and to win the division. Don't take that the half measure. So
right.
For me, I like, if I'm the GM, I'm not going all in. But like, if they're doing it anyhow, yeah, then go get Cooper Kupp, go get Becton. Like, do these things, because if this is what you're trying to do, then commit to it and commit to the path. That's where I'm at on it. You know, I don't think it should be at all costs or anything, but like, I don't think they should be doing a few of the things they're already doing. So at this point, just win the games. Do what you got to do. That's the right
question. Since this is the path they've chosen, would you feel better? I think I would feel better if they added one or two more. Now, I don't think Cooper Kupp or Mekhi Becton. I mean, I think we're probably looking at 3-year, $35 million deals for those guys. We're not looking at $100 million deals for those guys. So, yeah, one or two more of those, I think, would make me be like, all right, now I actually see a path to winning the NFC South. I don't see an NFC South winner yet. There's just too many holes. Now, we're going to talk about this later, obviously, in the mailbag too. A little preview, but they've got 6 picks coming in the first 4 rounds of the draft. We're going to feel a lot better about the team after April too, but April also. But since they've chosen this path, since they kept the entire band back together from last year, I still see a couple of holes. I think I'd like to see a guard or a receiver.
Both.
Yeah, or both. Asante Samuel's still out there at corner. I don't think they're going that route since they signed Yaidom, or that. Like, fill a couple more holes if you're going to go this route too. Give yourself a real chance.
Yeah, I mean, don't spend dumb money. Like, if Cooper Kupp doesn't take your offer, but then go get Keenan Allen. Yeah. Like, whatever you got to. If you are doing this, just do it. Like, just do it. Like, go after it in a measured type of approach. Like, I don't want to see like all out recklessness. If you think Asante Samuel, A, isn't worth it, B, can't stay healthy, don't pay him. Like, don't pay Cooper Kupp for 2021. 2021 was a long time ago. It's 2025 now. He's a guy that plays about 10, 11, 12 games a year, doesn't get open the way he used to. This isn't the guy that was giving Marshawn Lattimore nightmares, but he's still somebody that...
Probably still give Marshawn nightmares right now.
They're both... I guess they're still on the same path together. Yeah, so maybe, but you know what I mean? Like, he isn't that guy though. That guy that was like, just like a 1,900-yard guy. He's not that anymore, but he's probably somebody that can give you 50 yards a game and 60 yards a game and can get open.
Take that on this team.
He'll make a physical catch. He'll give you the big dog, all that stuff. Like, but yeah, I'm not outbidding anyone for him. Like, I don't have to have him at all costs, but I think it is a good idea if you are doing what they're doing to try to have that other receiver. So, I just, whatever they do, like, I just want to see their approach and feel like they're committed to an approach. And like, I don't necessarily know that I felt that at all since since Jameis Andy season. That was the last time I really felt like they were trying to do whatever they had to do to win. They couldn't find the right quarterback, but it's kind of just felt like we're going to try to not be bad and hope that we can win. And like, I just want to see like just a little bit more toward either be
one
bad
direction or the other.
Good. Yeah.
I didn't mind it when I really saw the 10-win path. Like I there were a couple of years. I think the first year they signed Derek Carr, I don't know if I picked them to win 9 or 10 games that year. I thought they were going to win the NFC South that year. And so that was just 2 years ago. Last year, like I said, I picked them to be an 8-9 team, but I didn't mind it because I didn't think they had, they didn't trade up in the draft. They didn't give up any future draft picks. They didn't spend a ton of money in free agency. They made a couple of smart measured signings. I was okay with that, but yeah, I don't know what I see right now. I would need to see a couple more players to really think they could win the NFC South, though, and I'm sort of leaning toward, well, at least try to win the NFC South at this point because you're not resetting yet. So I think we're on the same page there.
All right, it's going to do it for that topic. Moving on to our next one, presented by Shedeur Insurance, the Earhart Agency. The Saints added Yaidom, Will Clapp, Jack Stoll. Anything that stands out about these guys?
I liked the Yaidom signing a lot. You made a really good point right away. That he was a great fit for the Dennis Allen defense, which all the negatives people want to remember about Dennis Allen, he had a magic touch when it came to cornerbacks fit his defense really well and played their best football, and you could plug and play him. So does Isaac Yaidom translate into any defensive scheme? We'll find out. He was kind of like a third corner for the Niners, but that's all he's getting paid to be here, is a third corner. Now, he might be your third corner in the sense that if they want to move Alante back inside and Kool-Aid on the outside and Yaidom on the outside, or maybe Alante plays every down and moves inside on nickel and then Yaidom comes in, maybe he's your third corner in that sense. Maybe he's your fourth who can fill in whenever anybody gets hurt, depending on what they still add in the free agency of the draft. But I really liked him. I trusted him when he was in the starting lineup. They did not pay too much for him at all. It all of a sudden makes you feel like, there's not a gaping hole there, but there is still room to upgrade. So that was my favorite of those deals for sure.
Yeah, he's a good ad. I mean, yeah, we're going to see what he is kind of with it. I like the additional Will Clapp familiarity. Doesn't cost anything, league minimum money. Jack Stoll.
Yeah, and worth reminding that the familiarity with Will Clapp, sure, he's from Metairie, New Orleans, LSU, and played for the Saints. But yes, also played for Kellen Moore and Brendan Nugent with the Chargers. So familiarity with this staff specifically.
And then Jack Stoll played for Moore in Philadelphia, but was with TJ Paginetti in Philadelphia for 3-4 years. That's the run game coordinator. You get a run blocking tight end. I mean, that seems to be a guy that they wanted.
Yep.
So go out and get him. Kind of makes it interesting for, some of the depth guys on the team. If you kind of have a handpick one here to see, at least it sets a bar for everybody else to overcome. So I like it on that front. Will Clapp, yeah, doesn't cost anything. Good guy to bring in. Veteran, everybody knows his way around, all that. And then Ike has played with Staley. He was with them in Denver, and then, as well as San Francisco. So handful of guys that got familiarity here. I think they need to build out their depth. Obviously, that was a huge issue last year, and having quality depth players, I think matters. I think they need a whole lot more, though, too. But this is a good start. It's a good start of kind of filling out at some of them positions. I like the Ike Yaidom signing if he isn't starting. I don't know if I like it if he's starting. Mm-hmm. If he's your starter at corner, I'm a little bit concerned about it. I think you definitely need to go out and draft one at that point to at least have competition. But yeah, some work being done here, some good quality depth signings, and I don't think individually any of these guys really moved the needle, but as a collective, it feels like a nice little group of guys there. That's going to do it for the first segment of the show. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodaux, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number 1 grocery store
in Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
The NewOrleans.Football show is proudly presented by PJ's Coffee. PJ's Coffee has some of the best drinks that you can find. They have locations all over the city. They have pastries and everything else you need to get your day started. So go check them out. Looking for the best insurance coverage at the lowest price? Look no further than Shedeur Insurance, the Earhart Agency. They are a local independent insurance agency right here in New Orleans, specializing in home, flood, and auto insurance. At Shedeur Insurance, the Earhart Agency, their dedicated team will shop every available carrier in the market, ensuring you get the most comprehensive coverage at the lowest possible price. Why settle for less when you can have the best? Trust Shedeur Insurance, the Earhart Agency, to protect what matters most to you. I do. I've been a client of theirs since 2021. Call them today at 504-326-6526 or visit them online at Protected by Shedeur. That's 504-326-6526. Shedeur Insurance, the Earhart Agency, your local insurance experts. Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is an 86 proof blend of aged wheat bourbon, American light whiskey, and fresh Ponchatoula strawberries. Blended in New Orleans, it is not for the thin-skinned. Look for it in your favorite stores, bars, and restaurants. Attention Saints fans, don't let pests and termites invade your home field. Trust the team at Red Pest Solutions to tackle those unwelcome visitors. Call the Red Man today for unbeatable pest and termite control. Score peace with no pest. Visit redpest.com, REDDPEST.com. All right, welcome back to our studio up here on Veterans Memorial Boulevard, right next door to Map Hours Ford dealership. Make sure you check them out if you're in the market for a new car. Next topic is presented by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. How much more do you think the Saints need to add on the defensive line?
Well, there's a lot of bodies now. I mean, again, 3-4 base is going to be X amount of snaps, but right now already, I mean, our Godchaw and Saunders and Ridgway all noses, and our Brzee and Cam and Shepard all three techniques. That's six interior guys for three, interior spots in a base 3-4, and then obviously when you go on the edge, you've got Granderson and you've got Chase Young, who they re-signed, and you've still got Foskey, who's going to be here. That's 9 guys there. I still want to see the upgrades, but that's like, I don't even know if 9 guys make the team, or it's a maximum of 9 guys making the team. It's still the position I'd probably go with my first round draft pick, but I don't know how many more just bodies they need. They have a lot of 2s and 3s and 4s.
Body's fine. Talent, they need way more talent. They need a lot more talent. But I'm not out there just adding depth. You know, I'm trying to get better players. I think you need more talent though overall.
I was really, really surprised after they signed Godchaw that they kept Shepard and Saunders and Jordan. I did not think they were going to keep all those guys. So
got 90. I mean,
curious,
someone's probably going to get cut. They probably won't keep all of them going into the season. But 90 guys. It doesn't really help you financially to really get rid of any of them. Keep your options open. Move into a new scheme, kind of let them get on the field and evaluate at that point. But I don't think there's any, right? I mean, they aren't all on the 53-man roster.
That's why I thought the cut might have come before they converted all their salaries into bonuses and paid. I mean, it's not tons of savings, but Saunders is $3.5 million. Shepard was going to be $5.5 million, and they added a year to it. Cam, obviously, we're going to find out the details soon. Worked out a pay cut with him, but I mean, that's some investments they've made in all those guys. So maybe Ridgway doesn't make the team, but obviously Brzee and Granderson and Young and Godchaw are going to be here. Really, I'm really interested to see how it comes together. But I thought we would have seen an odd man out before now. So I'm kind of curious what their vision is for all those guys.
Yeah, definitely do not need to just add more bodies. They got plenty of bodies at that position.
We haven't talked a lot about Foskey since Staley came in here. I'm going to zag on you a little bit. I mean, any chance this is better for him? This system is better for him in any way? I mean, it has to be. It can't be worse. But I mean, it could.
It doesn't have to be better.
It can't be worse. I mean, he can't be less productive, I should say.
Look, I'll give it up to my guy Ross Jackson if Foskey hits, because he's kind of, and look, I'm probably saying this too strongly, but he's had the Foskey theory. He introduced the Foskey theory. I don't know if he's buying stock, but he introduced the Foskey theory. I will give it up to him if he hits on this. I mean, look, maybe new coaching, new scheme, new everything helps him, but I can't.
Yeah,
I can't go that.
But I just meant when you look at his body type and he felt like a 4-3 end to me. He doesn't feel like a 3-4 end. Again, I'm making that up, but I mean, it's not now he's fun. With someone like Zach Bowen, I might have said, okay, now this is the right system for him, or Howley Kakaha back in the day. I don't necessarily see that this is the kind of system Foskey need to be in, but he just needs new coaching. He needs to be used differently, whatever. Something needs to be found with him for sure, but I don't necessarily see it on paper. I think it's just got to be the light bulb and whatever Trey Hendrickson found in his third NFL season or whatever that is.
Trey had more than him too. I mean, like it's just so far. Like you're talking about like zero production. We aren't talking about like there's some and then like this is a man that's. We had that back hallway here that had no light bulb and you couldn't see. Like they just put a light bulb in it, and I just opened the door and I went down and I didn't die going down the stairs. Like it's that. Like this is a light bulb. There's no mirror. There's no windows. There's no door for like light to sneak underneath the crevice. Like it was pure darkness. Like maybe the darkest area on earth, and they just put a light bulb in there. Like we're talking about like black to white. Like just. It really has to come on in a whole different way. Like it's not getting brighter. Like there's nothing there. And like maybe they do figure it out. But as we sit here today, I can't do the theoretical Isaiah Foskey. Like I can't do it.
I will say this about Trey Hendrickson. I had kind of forgotten. Like I'd skipped a year in my Trey Hendrickson revision. And I think this is why us and the Saints were so blind when he finally turned the corner. Trey Hendrickson, first year, he had 2 sacks in 12 games. His second year, he had 0 sacks, and they made him healthy and active almost the entire season. He only played in 5 games. It was the third year when he finally had the 4.5 sacks. And it was like, maybe there's something here. This is now Foskey's third year. So Hendrickson had almost an even worse second year than Foskey did, which is why why the Saints were probably the NFL team most blind to him. They had seen 2 years of Foskey level production from Hendrickson so they weren't convinced. When it finally happened, they thought that was the fluke. That's how jaded they had become by his lack of success early on, I think.
Does Foskey have 20 tackles in his career? Like I don't. And are they on defense? You know what I mean? Like defensive tackles. How many does he have in his career?
All right, ready? What's your prediction? Does he? Do you think he does or not?
I'm going to say no, but like on defense, like are we counting special teams?
I don't think they put special teams tackles in this Pro Football Reference list, and it's 25 total. He had 16 last year to get to 25 career tackles.
All right, well.
He played every game last year. Every game, and he had 0 sacks. He has no stats except for 16 tackles. No forced fumble, no fumble recovery. He might have pressures. Pressures aren't on this list. How many pressures do you think he has? I'll look that up before the show's over. How many pressures do you think Isaiah Foskey has? 1? I
don't want to be disrespectful, but I mean, like honestly, like I would be tough. I feel like it would be hard to find. I wouldn't know where to start looking. I know he batted down a pass once.
No, he had the it was the sack fumble against Gardner Minshew in that Indianapolis game, but they changed it and they called it a incomplete pass instead. Like they reviewed it on replay and it was originally called a sack fumble.
Yeah,
it got changed to an incomplete pass instead. So
I knew that
almost it was a play.
I know that's like his only stat on his whole book. Yeah.
All right. Sorry to hijack the conversation and turn it into Isaiah Foskey. Oh, sorry.
We're gonna.
I have to log into Next Gen. It's a big process.
Hold on. I got it.
I bet that's his only pressure.
I got it. I'm up on it right now.
I'm gonna predict 1. No, I'll say he had 1 that year and 1 this year. I'm gonna go with 2.
2? B, how many do you think he's got?
Two. Ooh, that's generous. 1. I'm going 1.
1, and you said how many?
I said 2. I said 1 each year.
He had 0 in 2024, 3 in 2023.
Oh, all right. Man. 17 games, 0 pressures last year.
How many tackles does PFF got him with? They must count special teams on that. PFF has him with 4 tackles, 4 defensive tackles. Special teams, how many tackles they got?
Are you just looking at solos? He had 4 solo tackles, 12 assists is what?
They had 9 special teams tackles.
I didn't think special teams tackles were in the one I'm looking at, but it's bleak either way. It's bleak.
They had 9 special teams tackles, 6 defensive tackles. So that's 15. They're 1 different. I mean that's where it adds up at. All right. That makes more sense. Sadly, that adds up more to kind of what it felt like we were seeing on defense last year. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like really, he has to do a lot. Like, and I think I'm baffled by where he's at in his career because big school, Notre Dame's all-time sack leader. Yeah. Like that means something. That means something. Like when they drafted him, my analysis was like the floor on this is different than everybody else's. Like this is a real player from a real school with real production, and
that was incorrect analysis.
Yes.
Whew.
And now we'll see if they take Shamar Stewart, 9.99 RAS.
I'll take Shamar Stewart. I am going to stubbornly here's one analysis I will never do. I will never do they missed on Davenport, Turner, and Foskey, so now they can't draft a defensive end. No, I'll still go ahead and draft one at 9. They've never drafted one at 9. That's one thing they haven't done. And I've said this a few times. I think that's where the Myles Garretts come from in the NFL.
Let me present something here for you. 9.99 RAS, 1.5 sacks.
That's wild. I have not studied Shamar Stewart. I'm not saying I'm all in on Shamar Stewart, but I'm saying I'm not scared to draft a defensive end with the number 9.
I'm scared to draft Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, that's
like he might be great, but he might not be.
Yeah.
1.5 sacks, 3 years, 1.5 sacks in each season. Terrifying. Absolute athletic freak. Texas A&M, Saints used to love Texas A&M people, but 1.5 sacks, that's terrifying.
That's crazy.
That's terrifying. That's expensive. That's the Davenport. Yeah. He's on the Davenport draft chart. Like he's
a theory.
He's getting the Marcus Davenport Saints scholarship if they draft him.
He's a theory.
Yeah, he's a theory. He's a workout freak.
Counterpoint, Notre Dame's all-time sack leader.
Yeah.
So that's why this is hard.
Like he could be good. Like he might be an absolute freak. He has all the traits, everything, but like no production. It's scary. I mean, that would be a scary pick.
I am and again, like we say, 3-4, 4-3. Everybody keeps telling us on nickel downs they kind of look the same anyway. But I am curious if I mean Jeff Ireland is still running the college scouting department, and he, as much as anyone else, has also believed what Dennis Allen has always said, that it's a big man's game. They believe in big men playing these defensive line positions. I am curious if the door is now open for 240-yard pass rushers that has been closed, even when Dennis Allen wasn't here in those 5 years or whatever. Like, I wonder if that door is now open, and if they might draft, the 240-pound guy. Like, would they draft a Nolan Smith or?
They would, absolutely.
Yeah,
like a Hassan Reddick or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. I think. Yeah, no, those guys have a potential role here now for sure. I don't know where we're at in this. Oh, we're going to hit a quick break, and we'll be back with the Martin's questions of the day. Total Maintenance is one of the largest locally owned home and commercial service providers in South Louisiana and serve the greater New Orleans and Baton Rouge markets. They have a membership program that gets you 2 tune-up visits for AC and heating, as well as club membership discounts of 15% on all repairs, half off of all diagnostic charges, and 3-year warranties on most repairs for membership clients. This is usually priced at the low price of $24.95 a month per system, but if you tell Total Maintenance that you found them through NOF, they'll lower the price to $20.95 per month per system for as long as you keep the membership active. Services include AC and heating service and replacement, electrical service, plumbing service, as well as generator service and installation. They are Total Maintenance. Find them at tm-ac.com or give them a call at 504-841-3300, or if you're in the Baton Rouge area, 225-480-1000. Martin's is your go-to destination for everything merry and bright this holiday season. From an unmatched selection of bourbon, whiskeys, and wines to gourmet food, gift baskets, and catering, Martin's has all your holiday needs covered. Family owned and operated since 1946, Martin's knows the perfect ways to celebrate this season with loved ones. Visit them in Metairie, New Orleans, or Baton Rouge, or shop online for the ultimate convenience. Whether you're raising a glass or looking for the perfect holiday gift, make it an easy and cheerful holiday with Martin's. Whether you are a local New Orleanian or a fan in town for the game, get your pre- and post-game fired up at Aaron Rose. Local chaos and local love for the black and gold. Wake up and live with daily drink specials, mimosas, screwdrivers, Bloody Marys, and hot or frozen Irish coffees, all just $3 or $4 between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Aaron Rose, half a block from Bourbon Street in the French Quarter, 811 Conti Street.
Welcome to the Queen Casino, where entertainment meets unparalleled customer service. From our days on the water to our new land experience overlooking the Mississippi River, our dedicated staff is here to ensure your visit is nothing short of exceptional. Whether you are coming or going, our well-lit parking lot and security team provide guests with red carpet treatment. Our security team keeps watch so you can focus on fun and fortune. From table to the table, our attentive staff is here to serve up the ultimate experience. Join us at the Queen Casino. Your royal adventure awaits.
Welcome back. It is now time for the Martin's questions of the day. Martin's is home to a wide selection of hand-picked barrel select bourbon, whiskeys, and more. Martin's, so much more than just wine. First question. If Shedeur Sanders drops to 9, should the Saints pursue drafting him or stick with drafting? I lost the back half of this question, but should they draft him or stick with drafting a desperate need?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on their grade for Shedeur Sanders. If they have a Bo Nix, if they have a Michael Penix, yes, exclamation point, trade up, get him. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they're graded on everyone else's site. Go get them. If you don't have that pick on Shedeur Sanders, then don't force it. This is not the draft class to be forcing it. Everyone's going to get drafted too high in this class. This is kind of similar to, what was the one? Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, and I couldn't believe it, though. The whole NFL just kind of passed on all those guys. So this is not the year to force it. But yeah, I don't care what you paid Derek Carr. I don't care that Spencer Rattler's in the building. If you see your Bo Nix or your Michael Penix, by all means. I'm not going to predict it with Sanders, though.
Yeah, I'm not predicting it. I'm Nick Underhill.
Yeah. You are Nick Underhill.
I'm taking a I draft a quarterback and roll the dice if I like him. Yeah, absolutely. You have to. Did he have good meetings with them? Did he? Yeah. Is he? They're a first round grade, a strong first round grade. Sometimes guys with seconds get taken in the first. Sometimes guys with a fourth get taken in the second. Like that stuff kind of happens sometimes. Picking at 9, I feel like you should be able to get someone with a strong first-round grade on them. So whoever you're taking at that spot at 9, I think you do it. I'm not forcing a pick there. I'm not going out of my way. I don't have to take my quarterback right now. I'm writing something that goes up on the website now talking about Cam Ward. And, I think if you have the quarterback, that means there's probably always going to be somebody a little bit more desperate than you. Until you're desperate, I don't think that you're motivated in the way that maybe somebody else would. Like, say the Saints love Cam Ward and they're willing to trade up. Let's say they're willing to trade up, and this isn't like a reporting thing. It's just like a hypothetical. Someone else that doesn't have a quarterback is always going to be willing to trade up more. Like, I don't think they're at that level of desperation, so they don't have to force anything at this point. Like, they can do things that they're comfortable with at 9, and that is a luxury. Like, that is a luxury, and you kind of want that luxury at that position. Like, the worst time to get a quarterback is like when you absolutely have to have a quarterback. And it's weird because it's hard to get the quarterback unless you absolutely have to have him because you won't have that desperation. But if you have that desperation, that means you're doing desperate things as well. And it means that you might, okay, we got the number 1 pick and we don't like this guy with the number 1 pick, but we don't have a quarterback, so we have to take the quarterback. Like, those are the things that end up happening. The best time to do it is when you're the Chiefs and you have Alex Smith and you're like, we just really like Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Like, that's the best time to do it. Or, oh, man, Jordan Love's still there. Let's go get Jordan Love. Like, that's the best time to end up doing it. But, it's very hard. So if they take Shedeur Sanders or they trade up for Cam Ward or Cam Ward inexplicably falls and they get him at 9 or something like that, if you're getting someone, well, you don't have to, I would say that's a really good sign. That means that you just really like this guy and you're taking him. So, but no, I'm not forcing a pick there at all.
Yeah. And I mean, look, that's true of anything. I mean, when you evaluate a team like the Patriots, well, at least they have Drake May. I don't know what else they have. Obviously, the Commanders, they have Jaden Daniels. Even the Falcons, they just ate $40 million on Kirk Cousins' contract, but they got their. I mean, it matters way too much, but it matters as much as we all think it matters. So
yeah, it really does.
If you like the guy, you pay the premium. The timing doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be about the guy. It has to be about the guy for sure.
Yeah, the $40 million or whatever, like that doesn't. If the opportunities are, that does not stop me.
Yes, exactly. And
look, the other thing there is, like Gail Benson has said, like I will spare no expense, whatever. Like it's worth $39 million. If the owner isn't like the Bengals owner, and you have an owner that's willing to spend, like, that $39 million is nothing if you actually, like, if you burn it and you end up with your real quarterback, like your long-term quarterback, it's absolutely worth it. All right, moving on to the next one. The Saints have 6 picks and rounds 1 to 4, and they just added that 7th. The NFL screwed up. They got a comp.
No, they have 9 picks now.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like,
that 7th round.
Yeah, they've added a 7th round pick. Yeah. They got a comp pick today. which adds to that overall list. But the Saints have 6 picks in rounds 1 to 4. What does success look like? How many do they have to hit on, or at least to be rotational pieces?
All right. I went through and I got some comps here. First, the number 9 pick in the draft, first time they've done that since 2008, which is kind of crazy to believe. I mean, they've had the 10th pick, they've had the 11th pick, but the 9th pick, I want an all-pro. I mean, they have to. This is a team that has to turn their franchise around. They need an all-pro. I guess technically it could be a, Marshawn Lattimore. Has he been an all-pro? I don't know if he has been. It can be a Marshawn Lattimore caliber player. That's a 4-time Pro Bowler that everyone considers top 5 at their position. Got to get that. Got to with the 9th pick in the draft. Second round, the best ones they've had in recent years are Michael Thomas and Eric McCoy. I'm not going to pretend like they have to find a Michael Thomas or an Eric McCoy, but, it does have to be Marcus Williams, probably better than Pete Werner, probably better than Von Bell, probably better than Alontae Taylor. I want to aim for the high. It can't be an Isaiah Foskey, obviously. And then 2/3 and 2/4. I want 2 overachievers in that group. Like, I'm not going to pretend like that's going to be Alvin Kamara and Trey Hendrickson. But 2 guys that when we're doing our top 20 list, they're going to make our top 15, Paulson and Debo level players at the very least. I need at least 2 of those in the 3rd and 4th, maybe 3 if they're going to turn thetheir franchise around. So that's the levels I'm looking at.
So I got this thing years ago, and it's the Jeff Ireland draft standards. If you're picking early on in the first round, the standard here, the expectation on the list says immediate impact player, rare college player, no limitations. Or if you're at the back end of that top 10, we'll make an impact early. Top 10 caliber players, they all have to be prototype. Okay. So, obviously, that's what you want,
Sure.
Not exactly what you just said. It's round 2, and now especially if you're picking early in round 2. First-year starter ability, but needs a little bit of time to develop to reach his full potential, can contribute as a rookie. Absolutely. You want a guy that can play and give you real snaps in the second round. Third round, good potential to start. Very good initial backup. Okay, yes. That's exactly what you kind of want with those. And then the 4th round, their backups, contributors could spot start, have upside.
Yeah.
That's it.
It can't be
6 picks. Where this team's at, they need to hit on 6 of them. 5.
Yeah. But I want to overshoot on with 2/3 and 2/4. I hope one of them turns into this guy's way better than
Find a jump, sure. Yeah, but if that's what you're getting.
But here's what you can't do. You can't do Foskey in round 2, Kenry Miller in round 3, Nick Saldivari in round 4. That's what's setting this team back.
You can do Kendra in round 3 if you get 17 games of it.
Yeah. Well,
that's
17.
That's the problem.
17 career games. But that's like 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. Well, 1s, 2s, and 3s, let's say. It's just that's what's eroded this team. We can talk about the cap. We can talk about this. We can talk about the coaching. We can talk about that. But you can't have draft classes that are producing what they've gotten out of Foskey, Kendry Miller, Nick Saldivari. That can't be what you're getting out of 2s, 3s, and 4s, and certainly 1s. They've missed on too many 1s as well with Peyton Turner and Trevor Penning and Marcus Davenport over the years. So it's a good opportunity to start rebuilding the base quickly. If they want to rebuild it in a year, it has to look like 2017. But let's be realistic. And at least when we're doing our top 20 Saints roster rankings, let's have 5 of these guys make the top 20 3 years from now. That would really help. Yeah.
No, they got to hit. They got to hit on high volume. They really do. And they need a lot of impact players. And good. If nothing else, high quality depth. High quality depth was such a huge issue for them last year. It's going to do it for us on today's show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll talk to you next time.